everybody, it's Greg again from Heck Yeah, You Can Cook, and today you are going to make an avocado bacon Tex-Mex bowl. Sounds delicious and scrumptious, and it is, and we're going to show you the steps to do that. We're going to go through everything, few ingredients, few little extra prep steps, nothing you can't handle. So let's go ahead, and while I've got your attention, before we go any further, please like, share, and subscribe. We're excited when we get anyone to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell as well. And you can find us on all the social medias. We have a Facebook group under Heck Yeah You Can Cook, along with Instagram, Pinterest, and of course TikTok when I get up there. So I hope everyone can join us in those areas as well. Today's tools that you're going to need, now I'm going to use my chef's pot, okay? That I just got La Cruce, I think is how you say that. My daughter says don't use the T in French, and so she had 4 years of French. We'll trust her on that. You can use a wok for this, or even a stock pot. I would suggest either a chef's pot like this, or a stock pot, or a wok. Just make sure you have a lid. You will need a lid for some of this during this session. I'm also going to have a chef's knife to do a little chopping and cutting with. I'm going to have a filet knife as we're going to be working with some chicken thighs. A mallet. If you don't have this, you can use a large heavy spoon, but this works a little bit better for what we're going to do. A pair of tongs, because there is bacon involved, and whenever there's bacon, you're going to need tongs. And a spatula, a wooden one in this case, to turn as you're cooking the ingredients. Now the ingredients for today, of course, the star of the show is we're going to have 2 pounds of chicken thighs. I've already gone and cut these into just a little bit bigger than bite-sized pieces, maybe 1.5 inches across. We're going to use that in just a second. I've got 4 slices of applewood smoked bacon. In this case, what I've done is cut the bacon in half. It works better in the pot as you're cooking with it. All right. You got 1 large chopped apple. I like to use a little more of a flavorful apple. You can use Red Delicious. Any red type of apple will do. This is actually a Honey Crisp. I have got 1 shallot that we have chopped. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to show you how to chop a shallot, but it's a rough cut, about centimeter pieces as it's going to cook down in here. I've got a pint of cherry tomatoes that we've washed. I'm just using the container again. But the cherry tomatoes are easy to use. You can use grape tomatoes if you would like. I have got 1 bunch of spinach. I've already taken off the end, save a step. We're going to cut this into thirds in just a second, set it aside to wilt that in as we're finishing. I've got 3 tablespoons of, in this case, I'm using from the Spice and Tea Exchange. This is their Southwestern spice blend. This one does not contain salt, so that therefore we're going to use a little salt here as well with this one. Okay, I've got 1 avocado. All right, and we're going to have the avocado because it is an avocado bacon Southwestern bowl. And for later, you need some rice. So I've got some rice set out. While this is cooking, I go ahead and cook my rice. Now I love this golden brown rice. It cooks in 15 minutes, actually about 12. It's great for things like this. It does still contain fiber. It's a light brown rice. So it does have the fiber in it, which you need in your diet. And so what we're going to do now first, and I'm going to show you a few steps here, is we're going to set the bacon aside. We'll be cooking that in just a second. We're going to take our pot and we're going to go ahead and we're going to preheat this to go ahead and get it warmed up. With this type of pot, because it is cast iron with enamel on the inside, we're going to heat it about level 3 as it gets ready to prepare for the bacon. Always preheat your either stainless steel or woks like this or chef's pot like this. Set it to the setting that's going to start the bacon without burning it. So that's kind of depends on what process pot that you have that you're working with. Now that I've got that preheating, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the chicken and we're going to basically soften a little bit. And what I mean by soften is we're going to set it on the meat exclusive cutting board here. And we're going to take our mallet. You've had a bad day. Like today I had to change my daughter's tire in the snow and the rain because it decided to pop. Okay. I use the end that has the little spikes on it. Just kind of flatten it out. This allows it to cook a little quicker, get a little more flavor into it, and it's kind of fun to do. And you see it's kind of spread out over there as you're doing it. Just take this, we're going to wash your hands, And we're going to put this back on. We're going to put it back on the plate. And then we're going to wash your hands, and then we're going to show you how to prepare the avocado, because I always like to show people the secret of preparing an avocado, and chop up that spinach. Okay, everybody, we've washed our hands. We've set the chicken aside. Now it's kind of prep the last couple vegetables here. Now I always show everybody the trick to cutting an avocado. Now first you want to have a bowl available. Take your chef's knife. Push it down to the core. And just roll it on the blade. Pull it apart. And just kind of twist and turn the seed out. Take your knife. Make a little pattern, a little slice down the middle. Be careful here, especially when you're being filmed, because you don't want to be on an episode of ER. Showing his age there. Cut that out. Take your bowl. Just push the slices right out. And then repeat. Of course, you've now washed your hands. You got your avocado prepared. Something I forgot to mention was you needed a cup of shredded carrot. Kind of adds a little bit to the dish. You don't have to have them. I forgot to mention it before as an ingredient. I cheat. I get these shredded for myself at the grocery store. They come bagged, so it's a step you don't have to worry about. Now prep your spinach. Now you're going to want to have this set aside. I always just kind of take your chef's knife and cut what's left into fours. And I don't run it back through. It's going to wilt in nicely and make a wonderful added color and flavor to the dish as you prepare. Now we're going to move the camera here. We're going to show us seasoning this. I have some avocado oil. I'm really not going to use this a whole lot, but to get the bacon maybe a little started. If you've got stainless steel, you don't really need this. So I'm going to take it a little bit, add this to it, and just be prepared to start cook the bacon. We're going to move to the pot now and show us as we're prepping everything and we're seasoning. Now I will say, before you get started, you're going to take this chicken and we're going to add a pinch or two across the top of the New Mexico seasoning, because this is going to go in last. And what you're going to do is just go ahead and start to get this moving. You're going to work it through, wash your hands, and when we come back, we'll be over at the stovetop. As you can tell, we've preheated this. We're going to add our bacon. Now, because this requires or asks for a little bit of oil, put a count of avocado oil in. And then we add the bacon right to the bottom. We're going to brown up the bacon, and we're going to, as it gets finished, we'll remove it, and then we'll add it to the dish on top, and we're going to use all that bacon fat and that wonderful grease to cook the chicken and the vegetables in. While you're preparing the bacon, go ahead and start your rice, and you'll have that going so it's ready when you're finished with the whole meal. Okay guys, we finished up with the bacon. We set that aside on a plate. We're going to crumble that up, and now we're ready to start the main dish. So that's the longest thing I'm going to do. You're going to set this bacon aside. If you see, I got a little bit different variations in crispness. That adds a little extra color to the plate. Now you got a little bit of this wonderful, little bit at the bottom. So what I do is I take a spatula, see what I can scrape. Now on this pan like this one, I can get most of it, but you may need to deglaze just a little bit. So today I'm going to deglaze because I like the flavoring with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Woo! That's the fun part. Just a count there. You see it pop up. Quickly deglaze the pan. Now while we've got that going, we're going to add our tomatoes and our shallot. Cook that for about a minute, 2 minutes. You see bits down there, just kind of work them out. After a couple minutes, we'll add the carrots. And this is when I add a pinch of salt. And a pinch out of our 3 tablespoons of seasoning. Stir this and we're going to let it cook about 2 minutes. And this time I cover it. Alright, a couple minutes have gone by. You see that steam's worked up. Put this down a little bit. Start to smell that Tex-Mex there. This is when I add the apples. Stir those in. You notice it's got a little theme: avocados, avocado oil, apples, apple cider vinegar. Once you've got that stirred, add another pinch of that seasoning. We're going to cover and let it go another 2 minutes. Another 2 minutes have gone by. Woo! Look at that steam. This is when we introduce our chicken. And our avocado. Another pinch. This time I only put it on avocado because the chicken has some on it. Another pinch of salt right on that avocado. Give this a good stir and fold. We're going to cover and let that go about 6 minutes. Alright, you can see we've let it go about 6 minutes. Taking the lid off. See the colors all working together. Got the reds and the oranges and the green from the avocado. Chicken's cooking down pretty quickly. So what I do now, chicken's getting close to being done. I like to introduce the spinach. Remember, we prepped the spinach. That's the easy step here. We'll set that right on top. And our last little bit of spice, roll that on the spinach leaves. Hey, heck yeah. Cover and let this go a couple minutes. Get that spinach to wilt in. Come back and check on my rice as well. Take that lid off again. Here it's simmering away. Push those colors together. Looks like I need to turn the temperature down just a little bit. Check our chicken thighs here. 170. Perfect. Check another piece. 164, 170, 173. Okay, so the chicken's well done. Now I just turn the heat off and leave it go uncovered and just cool. The rice will finish up. When you let this cool until you see the sauce that's in there start to thicken, and then we're going to plate it. So this total cooking time is probably about 30 minutes, something you can make if you got a little extra time on a weekday. Oh, it's a great weekend meal. A little cold outside, it's going to work well tonight for us. Now that you've got, a little bit thick, you got a little bit of that juice in there. That's where all the flavor is. Rice is prepared. I'll show you that real quick. Take a little bit of this rice. I get a little bowl. I make these in a bowl. All right, add the rice. Go in here. Get that chicken right on top. Make sure you add that juice. All the flavor in there. Right there. And then, remember the bacon? Don't forget the bacon. Sprinkle some of that bacon right on top. There you go. Avocado bacon Tex-Mex bowl. A little bit of prep, a little bit of time, a little bit creative, well worth it. Everyone have a great day.